What if you want a big SUV which can off-road, has 7 seats and a body on frame, but you don't want to pay a big SUV price? Well, this might be the answer. This is the Haval H9, one of the most aggressively priced SUVs in the market, which has all those features and more. So is it any good, or are you making a compromise based on the lower price? This is Maru from DriveArabia. Let's find out. Let's talk about the exterior first. The Haval H9 leans heavily into traditional SUV design. It's boxy, upright, and built to look substantial rather than sporty. The proportions are classic body on frame, tall stance, high bonnet line, and a squared off rear. In a market like the UAE, where road presence matters, the H9 does enough to feel like a big car without trying too hard. The Haval H9 has really good build quality. The panels line up really well and there are no inconsistent gaps. Moving to the front, it has a nice big grille, proudly wearing the Haval logo. It has some nice design touches as well, such as these torque screws on the side. One of my favorite features is the LED headlamps. The DRLs have dual functionality of parking lights and side indicators. The hood design also gives that old school vibe, which lifts up from the middle. Looking at the H9 from the side, you really notice the boxy design and how big it is. It is almost 5 meters long. You get 19-inch alloy wheels wrapped around with highway terrain tires from Kumho. It also gets retractable side step, which you usually find in luxury SUVs. Moving to the back, you get the vertical tail lights. It also comes with fog lamps for both sides, which is unusual. You get a sideways opening tailgate, which you can lock it in place so that when you're parked at an angle, it does not fall on you. Also, you will notice this, which is not the spare tire. The spare tire is located under the car. This is the adventure box, as Haval likes to call it. You can store your tools and other off-road gear in it. Now let's look at the interior. Stepping inside the H9, the off-road theme continues, but with loads of modern touches. You get a clean dashboard design. There is a digital instrument cluster which has 2 different types of layout. One is the usual layout where you can choose what information to show. The other is the off-road display, which focuses more on off-road information. On the features aspect, you get a large 14.6-inch touchscreen for the infotainment system. It's smooth and responsive with no lag when using it. Under the screen, you get all the AC controls. You get large buttons which have a nice feel to them. It also gets a 3-zone climate control. Below that is the 50-watt wireless charger. Next to it, there's also space for another phone. And below this, there's a storage space on the driver's side with 2 USB ports. The center console has 2 cup holders with a tray on top where you can keep your keys or wallet. Under that, you have a storage space with an AC vent to keep your drinks cool. You get leather seats. This is the top option, so the driver and passenger seats get ventilation and massage function. There is the 360-degree parking camera. This is really helpful when parking or just driving in tricky situations. The transparent hood function also helps for those tricky off-road sections. The top model also comes with ADAS features, which includes adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitor, lane keep assist, front collision warning, auto emergency braking, and much more. Speaking of off-road, since this is a proper 4-wheel drive, you get a 4-low gear. When you go into sand mode, the center differential locks. Not only that, you can individually lock the front and rear diffs as well. Another off-road feature is the tank turn. This mode locks the rear tire and moves mainly the front tires to do a tighter turn. Let's move to the back now. The rear passengers get very generous legroom. The boxy design also helps with the headroom. The seats recline as well as move front and back, which also helps. Furthermore, you get AC vents over here as well as here. Moving to the third row is simple. With the pull of a lever on top, you can enter the third row. The third row seats are good enough for short trips. There are dedicated AC vents in the third row and 2 cup holders as well. However, anyone more than 180 centimeters tall will struggle to sit here if the second row is pushed all the way back. There is ample cargo space in the Haval H9. When you push the third row down, you get about 750 liters of space. And when you push the second row down, you get about 1,600 liters of space. The H9 is a big SUV. You sit high, visibility is good, and it feels like you're always above the traffic, which SUV owners always like. The H9 is long, almost 5 meters, but maneuvering around the city and in tight parking spots is quite easy, thanks to the light steering and the 360-degree camera. The H9 is powered by a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, which produces about 214 horsepower and 380 Newton meters of torque. This is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, which sends power to all 4 wheels. I have to say, the engine is quite refined. You don't get that buzzing vibration you usually find with 4-cylinder engines. The cabin is well insulated from the engine noise. You get laminated windows not only in the front but also on the sides, which further help with sound insulation. You get many different driving modes in the H9. You got Eco, Normal, Sport, Snow, Mud and Sand. In Sport mode, the throttle responds quicker to your inputs and downshifts easily, which give it better acceleration. Even though the H9 sits on a ladder frame, the ride is better than expected. It soaks up bumps really well. The suspension seems to come alive the rougher the roads get. It also got great ground clearance, sitting 224 millimeters above the ground. However, since the H9 stands tall, you naturally feel some body roll while turning. The steering weight is on the lighter side. However, you can still adjust it via the screen. You got light, comfort and sport mode. In sport mode, even though the steering firms up a bit, it's still on the lighter side since end of the day, this is not a sports car. Since the H9 gets a full-time 4-wheel drive system, the fuel economy is slightly higher than regular crossovers. Having said that, our test drive, which consisted of a mix of city and highway driving, still gave us a respectable 8 km per liter, which is very close to what the numbers Haval claims. In the UAE, the Haval H9 prices start from 119,900 and tops out at 129,900 dirhams. You get a proper 4-wheel drive, 7 seats and a loaded feature list, priced significantly less than traditional nameplates. For additional peace of mind, you get a 6-year or 200,000 kilometer warranty as well. If your priority is space, features and price, this is one of the most compelling options in the market right now. This is Maruf. Thank you for watching.